family, friends, and hundreds of members of the law enforcement community from near and far coming together to remember one of their own.
Officer Anthony Mazurkiewicz, remembered as a true hero and a consummate professional at his funeral service today, a service bookended by two poignant processions. Mazurkiewicz, of course, killed last month in the line of duty. We have team coverage of this tonight. We're going to start with Natalie Kuchko. Natalie.
Teresa, Adam, thousands poured out to Blue Cross Arena here in downtown Rochester today for what was a very somber but powerful service in honoring Officer Anthony Mazurkiewicz. We heard emotional statements today from family, from friends, from colleagues. Family saying that Officer Mazurkiewicz, above all, was just a loving husband, a loving father and grandfather. And we also heard from some colleagues. Now, Mazurkiewicz was a 29-year veteran of the Rochester Police Force. We heard from retired colleague Dennis Cole, who spoke in great detail about his longtime friend. He just talked about what Officer Mazurkiewicz meant to him. They spent a lot of time together on the force, and he also used the opportunity in his speech to put the current state of affairs into some kind of perspective today.
I got two books here. This one right here. This is New York State Penal Law book. There's a whole bunch of pages in here. There's a whole bunch of laws. It gets revised almost weekly. There's extra orders put into it. Geniuses really continue to come up with this. It's an imperfect book. This one right here is called the Holy Bible. Now, I'm not here to take you to church. I'm here to prove a point. Now, it doesn't make a difference if this one was produced in 1972, 2002, or 2022. There's no revisions, brothers and sisters. There ain't. It's the closest thing to perfection that we got.
And again, Cole is a former partner of Officer Mazurkiewicz. Now, in addition to this, a lot of memories, stories brought up here today to honor Mazurkiewicz's life as the community, loved ones, former colleagues continue to grapple with this loss. Reporting in Rochester, Natalie Kuchko, News 8.
Natalie, thank you. Now, during the procession today, a thick blue line of law enforcement from across the country and beyond lined Broad Street for that final farewell.
Isabel Garcia joins us live from downtown Rochester with the story of how one agency is lending a helping hand to ensure others had a chance today to properly pay their respects. Isabel.
Yes, good evening to both of you. It was certainly a heavy sense of mourning felt throughout downtown Rochester today. This as the casket of Officer Mazurkiewicz made its way from the Public Safety Building to the Blue Cross Arena. And for law enforcement officials from across the country and beyond taking part in today's farewell services, a little relief from a regional agency that's looking to offer a little bit of a helping hand. On Rochester Police Officer Anthony Mazurkiewicz's funeral Monday, dozens of law enforcement agencies made up the backdrop for the formal farewell. Right behind the line on Broad Street, a truck and tent station offering a little shade and some nourishment.
As you can see, these guys are staying at attention in these dress uniforms for long periods throughout the day. There's family members, there's members of the community, so there's not a lot of chance to hydrate, especially on hot days like today. Give them a chance to eat something. There's snacks they could throw in the pockets for later and just keep them in the game and try to, whatever little bit we can to try to help this day go a little bit easier for them.
This unit from the New Jersey State PBA, manned by an all-volunteer crew, has been around since 9/11. A police patch from each community visited now bears Rochester's badge.
This community is unbelievable. Since we've been here, I can't express how nice everyone's been when they heard who we're here for. Great police department. They couldn't have been nicer, and just trying to deal with everything they're dealing with now and giving us everything we need without even asking has been unbelievable. It's a great community with very high respect for everyone in it.
Also paying respects on Monday, two local veterans.
We're going to stand by when that coffin goes by and pay respect for it. We're giving a last farewell to him.
We're going to give him a final salute as he's going by. Every officer, every first responder deserves respect.
They were there to also hand out American flags to anyone interested, this aiming to show support and honor Officer Mazurkiewicz giving the ultimate sacrifice.
I tell younger vets that we served so that they could grow up in the freest country in the world, in the greatest country in the world, and now we're retired and we're able to sleep safe at night because people like this officer put their life on the line to keep us safe.
And those two veterans you just heard from there, Ed and Tom, I spoke with, added that if you see an officer, a veteran, any officer really from the town, village, whether it's a state trooper, anybody in uniform, to just take a moment and thank them for their service. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio. Reporting live in Rochester, Isabel Garcia, News 8.
Isabel, thank you. The Rochester Police Department led a procession this afternoon, as you mentioned, ahead of the funeral for fallen police officer Tony Mazurkiewicz, starting at the Public Safety Building and then ending at the Blue Cross Arena.
Now, the actual funeral procession made its way from the Blue Cross Arena to Whitehaven Memorial Park. Christian Garzone continues our team coverage now. He's on the corner of Route 31F and Marsh Road in East Rochester. Christian, what can you tell us?
Well, Adam, the roadways have opened back up. The procession made its way down Marsh Road here to Whitehaven Park for the actual funeral service. Hundreds of people, family, friends, first responders, and those faithful to law enforcement line the roadways here by the hundreds along 31F and Marsh Road for the procession. Multiple agencies from across our region and beyond all pass through here. Gates, Greece, Ogden, Irondequoit, Cheektowaga, Buffalo, State Police, obviously the RPD in huge numbers, and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office all made their way down Marsh Road to Whitehaven. 100 or so people are attending the funeral. I think it's still going on. It's kind of a closed affair. That's at the request of the family. Obviously, we're honoring that. Officer Mazurkiewicz leaves behind 4 children, 3 grandchildren, and his wife Lynn of 28 years. Here at the procession earlier, the Blue Knights Motorcycle Club was lining the roadway. Don Lucas, the vice president of the local chapter, worked the night shift with Mazurkiewicz years ago. He called him a cop's cop and said losing a brother in arms never gets any easier. You just learn to live with the loss.
To answer your last question first, it never gets easy. You know, losing somebody who you're close to, be it family or whatever, it's never easy. I worked with Maz for a short time. We were on a night shift together, and I have to say he was a guy that he was a cop's cop. I mean, and I say that in 2 respects. He was there to do his job and do it well, and he did that all the time. But he was also a very good cop. He was a street cop. He had street smarts.
Mr. Lucas said violence against law enforcement is something that happens all too often across this country recently. And the turnout here today along the roadway shows just how much Officer Mazurkiewicz and his loss means for this entire community. Live in East Rochester, Christian Garzone, News 8. Adam, Teresa, right back to you in the studio.
All right, Christian, thank you so much for wrapping everything up. We do have quite a bit more from the funeral and those processions. That's over at rochesterfirst.com right now.